Hey, 420 MSP, Harry here with Max Armstrong. Love the name. You're at Learn Brands. I'm looking off screen at your site. Sir, what is your story?
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on. So Learn Brands is a bud tender education platform designed to help cannabis brands distribute their education to the retailers and bud tenders selling their products.
Okay.
So yeah, a little bit about our founding story. Essentially, we were started from a vertically integrated multi-store and multi-state operator, and essentially they had a problem. They had a ton of different products sold in their stores, and bud tender turnover is extremely hard. There's a lot of coming and going in this industry. As we know, there's all kinds of new products coming out. So, being based in Colorado with dispensaries dispersed across the state, it is difficult to get a sales rep in and train all of your bud tenders on all the different products. It's time consuming. A bud tender might be late. Those trainings were typically 30 minutes long. And yeah, it was just hard to have accessibility to it. So that's when Learn Brands, the idea was created. And essentially it was designed so bud tenders were able to access information about the products they're selling at all times. So they got in touch with the brands, and we started building courses for them, and the idea grew from beyond that, where the brands are like, hey, can we give this to more retailers in the industry? And that's where brands were then able to distribute their education to every single person selling their product. And the idea really grew. We create win-win-win opportunities for the brand, for the retailer, and for the bud tender. So kind of looking at the model here on the brand side, they're able to distribute education.
Yep.
They're able to sample and incentivize that education, and then they're able to receive feedback directly from the bud tender. And we know how important the bud tender is in our industry. They have so much influence on what the consumer buys, so we really target them as our main audience for what we're doing here.
Yeah, I was impressed. I've been impressed with some bud tenders and unimpressed with others. So I'll give you an example. I had a relative who unfortunately had a cancer battle a couple of years ago. And so I went to 2 different dispensaries and asked if someone could speak to the medical side, right? Palliative care and cancer and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And at dispensary A, yes, apparently the lady had taken some courseware or training or certificate in the state of Washington. She did something and could speak towards what that looks like, right? About, suppressing your nausea and increasing your appetite and reducing your anxiety. So I felt pretty good about that. And then I went to dispensary B, and God bless him, but it wasn't like I was sitting there with an oncologist, right? It just was, God bless him. So it does vary. Now, a couple questions. What's your platform? Are you an LMS or how?
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we are a learning management system as well as a learning content management system. So one thing about Learn Brands is we have a creative team that helps our brand partners build courses on the system, and those courses are living. So they're always changing as products change, as new products come out.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the truest information for that next user. It is the most relevant, up-to-date content that's constantly being updated. So it's not living in the past on old products and education.
Yeah. And then you say a university grade learning, LMS, but university grade in terms of the LMS quality, but you're not doing college type examinations and grading. I misread that.
Yeah, no problem at all. You're absolutely right. The majority of the courses on the platform are brand courses. These are created by the brand. That is their information that helps bud tenders sell their product better, right? They're giving them the main selling points. We apply adult learning theory and consulting for this development of the courses, but we also host responsible vendor training out in the state of Massachusetts, and we're doing general education, basic information for the bud tender as well. So nothing to the degree of a college education, but this micro-learning and really focusing on the bud tender and improving the bud tender as a whole.
Maybe that's my final question. How long is each course?
Yeah, great question. It varies. You're going to have brands with a lot more SKUs and products than others. So typically what we do is we have a brand is the course, and then within that course, you're going to break it down into different topics. And generally those topics will relate maybe a little bit about the brand. The next topic would be a product line, and then they'll have a topic for each of their product lines. So they'll go in depth, maybe we have any type of media elements, video, audio, games, graphics, interactivity. You go into a quiz, basically proving that they retain that information. They're rewarded for passing that quiz with the sample, and then they can give feedback. So that's just rinse and repeat for each of their product lines, and that would consist of a course.
And I lied. I have one more question. Having done some courseware development in my prior life, and I even taught adjunct at the college on the way up, it was fun until it wasn't. But the having kind of done some instructional design, in particular for Microsoft certification courses and exams, do you have that background? Do you have people on staff that have instructional design and curriculum development backgrounds? I mean, it's a real career path, dude.
It is a very real career path. We're not reinventing the wheel by any means. These are used by the largest industries. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars are put into training. And yeah, essentially my background in itself is not in instructional design, but we've had consultants guide our process that we've built templatized models around. And yeah, I've really tailored it around the cannabis industry specifically.
All right, my friend. Well, here's to our mutual success. And hey, let's stay in touch. Like I say, there's a place in my heart for continuing education. I talk about it in a couple of different realms. But it really makes a difference to commit yourself. I mean, I gave this speech once, Matt. Just read the industry journals, right? Take a half hour in the morning with coffee and read the journal. I call that education. Okay.
Yeah.
Just learn from learned brands.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend. All right.
Yeah, we'll stay in touch. Thank you for your time.
All right. Bye-bye.